Okaeri nasai minasan. Today we're gonna talk about all the future potential riders for Kamen Rider Gotchard. So obviously we know a new rider is gonna come around the corner, and that is Kamen Rider Legend is gonna officially join the Gotchard lineup in this new coming arc. But when are we gonna actually see Legend is a big question mark. How is he gonna play a part in the story is also another big question mark as well. But one thing we do know for sure is that Legend is gonna debut the final form, his final form in the upcoming arc itself. We actually saw a poster about it, so I'm really excited to see how the final form of Legend is gonna affect the final form of Kamen Rider Gotchard in itself. I feel like the character of Legend is definitely gonna be very similar to what, like, his role in the story itself is gonna be very similar to what Daybreak actually brings to the table itself. He's not gonna be like too overbearing in the story itself, but instead, it is actually gonna help Gotchard to bring a happy end to the story itself. Maybe without the help of Legend, the happy end will never come. Okay, so that is really fantastic. But right now, let us switch our attention to the three Abyssal Sisters. Okay, so the three Abyssal Sisters right now are definitely on a very potential lineup to becoming a, like, to having their own personalized Kamen Rider form itself, even Arthropos, okay, including Arthropos and also Cloto itself. But with that being said, let us go through every single one of them to really figure out what are the potential cards that they are gonna use for their henshin. Like, what is their motive, what is their rider motive, something like this. So I feel like the hardest character for us to actually deduce and predict is definitely gonna be Arthropos, because so far throughout the entire story, episode 31 of Kamen Rider Gotchard, we never actually saw Arthropos becoming any Malgam whatsoever. She only became Kamen Rider Dread once, okay, like she only did it once and that's it. And she is the one that actually I think she is the one that introduced us to Kamen Rider Dread Type 1, and that is it. Okay, we no longer see Arthropos becoming any other like Malgam or having another Malgam card or like Chemy card infused to her whatsoever. So the possibility for Arthropos to become a Kamen Rider is, I would say, very darn high, but it is never not gonna be a kind of like a good guy Kamen Rider, but instead it is actually gonna become kind of like a villainous evil Kamen Rider, a little bit similar to Kamen Rider Dread. So I think the best Chemy card to give to Arthropos, I would say it is definitely gonna be one of the level 10 Chemy card itself. Okay, so I'm not sure who is gonna be the best pick for her, but if I were to choose, maybe I would actually go for X-Wizard itself, because she is a child, and I feel like having a little bit of magic best power is definitely gonna suit her really well. And yeah, I think that is like my best pick for her. Okay, but then again, this is just kind of like a theory video, a speculation video, so don't take anything too seriously. I have nothing to base out of. I'm just speaking from my own preference. I'm just speaking out of my own mindset, how I think, and let us move on to Cloto. Okay, so if Cloto were to get a Kamen Rider form itself, okay, other than the Kamen Rider Dread Driver that she currently use and hold on to, I think the one that she's definitely, the main Chemy card that she's gonna use is definitely gonna be Kamentis, because Kamentis is the card that she kept on using over and over again. We actually saw her using it in the first episode, and after she got a power up from Glion itself, she also uses Kamentis once again. And even in her triple transmutation power, she also uses Kamentis as the best form itself. And another Malgam, another Chemy card that she actually used is actually the Gorilla Malgam. But she only used it once instead of use it twice. So I would say definitely I would actually love it if Clotho were to get her own personal Kamen Rider form. It is actually gonna be the Kamentis Chemy card itself. Okay, so really interesting stuff we actually get to see here. And Kamentis and Odoripa is actually a combo for Kamen Rider Gotchard itself. So I'm not sure if, because we never actually got the suit for Odoripa and Kamentis, maybe this is on purpose because they eventually want to create a form for Clotho using the Kamentis suit, something like that, Kamentis Chemy Cards. So maybe there's a reason we never actually got the suit for Kamentis and Odoripa. Okay, so that's just a theory. Once again, I want to emphasize on this. So moving on from Clotho, I think the most interesting character that a lot of people wants to talk about is definitely gonna be Lucky C, the best girl of the show. She went from the bad guy to a good guy, and right now she is a nun. Okay, so I think this is gonna be really amazing to talk about. And so far she has used 3 different Malgam form. Okay, so the first one is gonna be the N Malgam, the Ari Malgam. I don't think this is gonna be her main Chemy card, but after the N Malgam, we actually get to see her using the Clover Malgam, and I felt like the biggest one is gonna be the Clover Malgam, because the Clover Malgam is the Chemy card that she actually holds on to for quite a long time. She actually uses the Clover Malgam for multiple episodes, and she actually uses it in a double transmutation, and then after that she used it in triple transmutation, something like that. So there's definitely a little bit of, you know, like potential that if Lucky C were to become a Kamen Rider using the Vava Rush, it is definitely going to be something on the line of the Clover Malgam. Okay, maybe the Chemy card that she's going to use together with Vava Rush is going to be the Clover Malgam itself. But with that being said, there is still one final form of Lucky C that I haven't talked about. The final Malgam that she was actually forced upon to is actually the Orochi Malgam. This is the Chemy card that Glion actually forced into the body of Lucky C and causes her to become the Orochi Malgam. And this is Orochi Malgam is also, if not mistaken, Orochi Malgam is also the first Malgam that Kamen Rider Gotchard, what was his name, like I don't think, yeah, after he got is it the booster form for, like, I think the igniter fort is Orochi the first form? I'm not sure, okay, I forgot already. But with that being said, I felt like Orochi could also be a very potential Chemy card that Lucky C is gonna use, because it sounds so cool, it sounds so monstrous, and Vava Rush is a monstrous card itself. Okay, so there is a huge possibility that we are actually gonna see Orochi to be the main card that Lucky C actually used to henshin into her own version of Valvarat itself. Like I said in my previous video, I would really love to see Lucky C repaint her Valvarat into a different color and just remodel it into whatever she wants. Okay, I think it is definitely gonna be way more interesting if that were the case. They can keep the Spana design, the Spana sword design. It is fine. Just the color, just switch it up a little bit. I felt like they are definitely gonna earn a lot of money. Okay, Toei, if you're listening, you can do that. I'm giving you a permission to earn more money, but at the same time increasing a little bit of individuality for the Vava Rush that Lucky C actually holds. Okay, so I felt like that is definitely gonna be really interesting. Out of the three, N, Clover, and Orochi, I felt like I'm leaning a lot towards the Orochi to be the main Chemy card that Lucky C is gonna use. But then again, at the same time, if we were to go with the idea that Valvarush is actually a henshin or a transmutation weapon that uses not a kind of like a fantasy card, but instead they are gonna use a vehicle card as their main motive itself, I'm not sure what other card would actually suit Lakeshi in the end of the day. Maybe Submariner, like Submariner sounds really interesting if that is the case. But then again, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure how they're actually gonna move on with the story of Lakeshi. Like, what is the direction she's gonna go towards in the future itself. But it is definitely really fun for us to actually speculate like what are the potential rider form we are actually gonna get for Lakeshi, Cloto, Atropos itself. Okay, so 3 potential rider that is coming. How about the rest of the supporting character? What about Sabimaru? Is he gonna get a Kamen Rider form? I don't think so. Renge rider form? I don't think so. So the only potential people and character that is gonna get a rider form are the Abyssal Sister right now. It is definitely not gonna be one of the seniors in the school itself. Maybe another potential character that is gonna get a rider form is actually gonna be Minato, because I felt like the way his character has been set up, I felt like he is eventually gonna play a part like in defeating the villain as well, because how his story was about like he let his student down because he didn't have the power to fight against Glion. Like he needs to gain a power that it would allow him to protect his student in the future. And I felt like if they don't actually give Minato a kind of like a just a rider form or even an upgrade to his power, I think it's gonna be really wasted. Okay, so just seeing kids fighting it out and the adults just doing nothing and just scream at the sideline seems a little bit stupid. But then again, that is the story of Kamen Rider most of the time, so I'm not sure whether or not Minato is gonna get a rider form or not. But hey, since we are talking about Minato rider form, let us speculate what potential card would Minato use as his Chemy cards. Okay, so I would say definitely is gonna have something to do with sword, because we actually saw him uses the Excalibur to fight against Glion in episode, I forgot what episode is it, episode 30 or 29, 28, I'm not sure, but we actually saw him use a sword, so maybe a potential he is actually gonna use sword. But then again, at the same time, he is also quite famous throughout the story. He is very famous in using he's involved in wiping people's memory and all those stuff. And one of the most recent character that has the ability to kind of like give people an illusion and all the stuff is Mark Kraken. So maybe Kraken is gonna be a good option as well for Minato to be his Chemy card. That is another potential idea. Or maybe instead of giving Atropos the X Wizard, the Cross Wizard. Okay, so in the show itself they call him the Cross Wizard. What if instead of Minato, what if Atropos uses Cross Wizard, we give it to Minato, because you know, like the strongest with the strongest, okay, level 10 and a level 10 itself. So and the reason why I actually propose Minato uses a level 10, because like I said, he needs the power to protect the student, and that's why he needs a power of a level 10 as well. And the reason why I give Atropos a level 10 card is because she's supposed to be the strongest, the eldest sister among the 3 Abyssal Sister. So that is also why I also kind of like gave her a level 10 card as well. So with that being said, these are all potential riders that are to come in the Kamen Rider Gotchard franchise. Another potential rider is definitely gonna be the father of Houtarou itself, Houtarou Ichinose's father. Like, where is his father? Like, why he has been teased to us so many times? Why hide his face? Why don't show it to us? And right now we are reaching episode 32 and there's still no news of what Houtarou's deal actually is. Like, why since young he's able to travel into the Ouroboros realm so freely, he's able to play with the Chemy so freely. There has to be a reason on why all of this is possible. What if, okay, like this video went from a video which talk about rider form. Right now we're gonna talk about other theories. I think I better stop it now because I don't want to change the objective of this video. Okay, the objective of this video is to talk about potential riders form, but like final rider is gonna be Houtarou's father. Okay, like what if Houtarou's father is actually a Kamen Rider as well, the Kamen Rider of Dawn, okay, the Alchemist of Dawn is Houtarou's father. What if that is the case? What if, okay? So with that being said, that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in episode 32 of Kamen Rider Gotchard, or maybe I'm gonna make another video talking about father of Houtarou itself. Goodbye.